Hello, everyone. Welcome to the workshop.
Yeah, welcome to the React workshop. Here we'll learn React. Before I start on like actually teaching React, the code, I just want to know like, just
wait, you teach React with code? Oh, gee. Okay, look. Here I thought you were gonna make us like practice our reflexes.
Not everyone's trying to be Batman. Set up your environment. Environment setup is relatively easy.
So you have to solve climate change first. Relatively easy.
Then you can React pretty well. No, but if you have npm or yarn installed, it's relatively easy. I can type in just like a few commands into chat afterwards. We're going to use repl.it because like not
Neil,
everyone like
We're a sponsor.
Yeah, if you have npm and node, I can just type it in. I use VS Code too, but repl.it is a lot more accessible for workshops. So yeah, I don't want to debug everyone's. Oh, for Windows, you have to do the backslash instead of the forward slash. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay. So just getting like a poll. What do you know? Just like type into chat what you know about React so far, other than just it's a cool language.
It's a cool language.
Okay, great. So props React. Yeah. So I feel like the best way to describe React is if you think of HTML as a markup language, right? As just a way to kind of display stuff, show what'll be on the page. It's not really a programming language with of course you can like hack it together. Like it's not necessarily a programming language where you can do 1 + 1 = 2, define variables, multiple different types like that. What React does is it takes HTML and turns it into a programming language, if you kind of understand that. What that basically does for you is that you can
WandaVision. Okay, I'm sorry, I should shut up now.
No, what that basically does is that you can take React code and compile it into HTML, along with doing cool things. And these cool things can vary from a lot of things. For example, like our AngelHacks website, we have MDX, we have server rendering, we have UI, and multiple different types of, of course, if you don't know what those are, but basically you add on kind of add-ons to your code. So you just write your code like H1 AngelHacks. I'm assuming everyone knows HTML by now, but because like the Quotry workshop happened, and like a prerequisite to this is knowing HTML. But you can H1 AngelHacks, cool. And then what happens is you can have a compiler turn that React code into something that's server rendered or something else, which is actually very cool because then you can write simple code and have it do very advanced things. And yeah, that's basically, you can write, the pros of React is that you can write very simple code and make it do advanced things like side rendering, prop fetching, just like, and like stuff like that. So I'll share my screen. Hopefully nothing illegal gets leaked. Okay. Oh wait, no. Actually, nothing on my Discord is actually scary. Okay, there we go.
I want to see the
so I'll paste. Okay, yeah. A web browser, like how a web browser opens an HTML interpreter, Next.js, and then Next.js. Next.js is like an interpreter for React. What that basically means, it takes your React code and turns it into HTML. It's that kind of like cool thing. Yeah. So let me paste in the link that you want to go to get like the repl.it template for Next.js. Oh, whoops, I typed in an angle bracket. Okay, cool. Oh, that's not even an angle bracket, it's just a bracket. So once you open that up, you should be greeted by this type of thing, templates, and you want to click fork. And once you click fork, you've basically forked the template. Fork is a funny word. Okay, there we go.
Oh, as you can tell, the organizers have gone a little bit mental.
I mean, I took a nap.
No, I mean, this is better than the last time Neil did in his hack club. Like,
okay, that's, we don't appreciate hate here.
Yeah, what she said. Okay, cool. So now we have our own type of template. I'm pretty sure even if you don't have an account, you can still press fork and it'll make a kind of like weird one. No, it'll just make it anonymous. So now that you have this, you have your read. You really don't need that, but let's look at our folder structure. So we have a pages filter. You can kind of think of that of like your home directory. If you go to, how if you make an HTML site, you go to the index.html. If here you go to the base of your site, it redirects to the index.js. And everything, it just turns from .html to .js. And I'll explain kind of how it's formatted, but let's go to our index.js. This is the thing that's loaded immediately once we visit the site. Yeah, once it's rendered. So let's click on index.js. Looks relatively simple. So for those of you who know HTML, you should see something similar or just like familiar on the page. Div. So here is HTML, or quote unquote HTML. It's what JavaScript uses to kind of emulate HTML. This is called React code, basically. It's just React.
Wow.
It simulates HTML with tags and everything. For example, you have the div tag. There's also the h1 tag. All the tags you've learned before are the same. I'll explain how to do multi-line in a second. But it's just like it has its own, and if you press run, it'll run the site. It'll launch the Next.js builder. Here's the Next.js builder. It's building it. And there we go. We have our own site with Google on it.
Google juice.
Yeah, there we go. Wait, let's see it should be loading. Just give it a second because it takes some time.
No, don't give it a second.
Wait, what? Okay, wait, maybe I need to update it. Oh, what? There we go. So now let's load it. You see, like, whatever we put in here, kind of like in HTML, is rendered as an h1 tag. So I put hello world, Shrek is Bay. Then it'll show up right here. This will automatically like load every single time you make a change. So it'll say hello world, Shrek is Bay. There we go. Is ba. Okay, there we go. Then let's look at what else we have here. I assume some of you know a little bit of JavaScript. Here we have a function. What this does is we have a homepage function, takes in no arguments, and in that we just return this HTML code. Then right over here, we just make the export of the page, export default, homepage. You're exporting a function that when you run the function, it gives you HTML code. If you can kind of get your mind around that, that's basically the entirety of React. You basically export functions, whatever Next.js is, it runs the function, gets the code, and displays it. Now, the cool thing is that instead of HTML, you have JavaScript on there, which means you can do very cool things. I'll get to that in just a second. So to make multi-line things, you would do just add parentheses around, and you can do div. Sorry, Repl IT is so slow because it needs to render every single time. Okay, there we go. Now we have div, and then let's have a p tag in there. EP funny, then oh god, this is even worse than hyper. Okay, then let's, for example, say Shrek. There we go. Then once you run it, it should show Shrek. And now you can add whatever HTML code you already know inside of here. Like, for example, Shrek. It'll just show up as a bunch of Shreks. There we go. Perfect. So now the cool thing with React is, if you think about it, right? What in HTML is the biggest pain in the butt? Like, just say in chat. Is there anything that's a pain in the butt when writing HTML? Everything is a pain. I mean, that's probably true, but yeah, it's a lot of code. You need to be it looks like PHP, yes. The CSS definitely a pain. Being static also pain. Yeah. So what React does is it fixes the the base element of React. I'll get how to write like really cool looking websites, but first we should understand like bare bones of React. So the thing is, imagine I want to have, let's make a cool thing right now. Div, let me see.
Wait, so you have to type in everything like the open and close? It doesn't auto do it?
REPL.it doesn't do it, but whatever editor you use for might do it. I'm not sure.
Okay.
It's not something intrinsic to like specifically React. If you do it locally, you can set up your own text editor. I'm just using REPL.it because it's very accessible for people to do. I don't want to have to debug every single person's like computer environment and stuff.
But I think like in REPL, I use REPL for school and I do it for Java, and like it automatically does a lot of the stuff I need. Like,
yeah. So the thing is that with REPL.it, it doesn't have very good JSX support, but it has JSX support. If kind of
okay.
that. Like for Java specifically, they have a lot of tooling built for that, and their IntelliSense is actually very good, kind of like autocomplete type of stuff. Here it's like HTML in JavaScript. Also, my computer is kind of slow, so like that's why it's a bit slow. But like it should autocomplete if you have your own type of VS Code, for example. The tooling is very good for that. Yeah.
Neil, how do you guys start like a TypeScript project? Oh wait, never mind.
Yeah. So then now I'm gonna do HTTPS Google. People who already know HTML, this should look very similar. So now it's just a header that goes to Google. Now, what if I want this same thing to be multiplied hundreds of times? This to be hundreds of times. In normal HTML, you would just copy and paste this 100 different times, which is very, very, very tedious. But with HTML, with React, what you can do is insert JavaScript straight into your code. How to do that is you have little colons, have these little brackets in your code. What these curly brackets do is you can insert JavaScript into them. And what's so cool about that is once you insert JavaScript into it, whatever it runs and returns, it'll display that. So for example, if I have a function, or actually let's just write it. Let me see. If you have that, wait, how would you do that? You would have that, then dot push. Wait, how do you make a pre-filled array JavaScript?
Wait, so to like create something on VS Code, is it just yarn create React app stat my app?
Oh wait, what? To create a project with React locally?
Yeah.
Yeah, you would. I'll send the code for that. It's just a few lines with npm. It's relatively simple. So now all I need to do is bing. So I'm creating an array and I'm filling it, but instead of filling it with zeros, what I'm doing is I'm filling it with the code we wrote before. Okay, I don't know what they did to my code, but that looks, I mean, sure, devil code is also kind of cool, but wait, there we go. Let's change that. And then that, there we go. Delete that semicolon. And there we go. Oh, wait, len is not defined. Oh, oops. Let's see, make length. Let's make 32 of them because why not? Then what it does is now we have 32 headers. Now, the reason for this works is I'm making a new array of 32 length. Then I'm filling every single spot in that 32 array with our code we just defined. And then now we're just returning this array filled with array with every element filled with code. Then what React does is it's very cool. It renders every single thing in that array. Now, what that basically does is instead of HTML, where you have to that header, then you can actually do it very simply with just minimal JavaScript. Then what most people will say now is it's probably not a problem with our code right now, but when you make like professional code, different types of things with HTML, you usually have to repeat, like, for example, on our AngelHacks site, you see our boxes, right? We have like different types of boxes all over the site. Instead of writing the HTML code for that again, like div, then that div has to have a border radius, then that border radius needs to have color, and then all of those different things, you can basically convert that all into a component. Now, basically what a component is a kind of module in your HTML. A module, this like type of kind of submodule in your HTML, basically it loads module, then inserts it wherever you insert your module into HTML. So just to see how it looks in real React, you can have cons, just call this our header. Let's actually just call it heater, but I think it should be capital heater. Heaters are cool. There we go. Heater is equal to, then let's have an anonymous, just quick function. And then it's going to return that JSX that we just wrote. Now that heater, there we go. So it's going to return, let's format our code because it looks really ugly right now. Dang it, Rebel.it failed me once again.
Rebel has one of those magic, oh, never mind.
Yeah, it doesn't work for JSX. Yeah, but I can format my own code. Okay, so heater, what that basically does is now when you run this function, which is heater, it returns. And if you don't know this kind of syntax, it's the exact same. It's just like function, and it's the same thing as this, but just like short form. It just heater is equal to then a function where it just returns this JSX. So kind of like how this function returns JSX, you're writing a different function that returns JSX that you can use in this function. Kind of meta, I know, but like what that does is that allows you to make components that you can put in multiple places. Then here, for example, I can call the heater. And how you do that is you just do it as you would call a normal component, like that. And now I have the heater, and that heater will load a heater. Now, what you basically done is you've made a component in React. What a component does, explained before, it's kind of packaging code into this nice little packet, which you can use in different places in your website. Like if I wanted a link, I can just pack that all in like a link with like a blue formatting, a link that's 30 pixels long. I just package that into a tiny component, put it in multiple places on my site. And once you've done that, you can use it this way, as it's just a normal tag that you've made yourself. And that's like the big appeal of React, which is why, no, don't use whatever Eric Zhu said. Don't do anything of him. Yeah.
Yarn is way better.
Create React app is kind of cringe, if I say so myself.
Oh no, am I a cringe?
But you use create React app?
I use create Next app.
Yeah, Next.js. Create React app use the different processor other than Next.js.
Wait, so what's the difference between Next and React? Is there like a
Next? So basically, that's actually a really good question. The difference between Next and React is there is no difference. React, if you can think of it as like React is the same as Python, right? You can write the language in any like way you want. You can write the language in multiple different, they're like different, yeah. You can write it's just a language in itself. What Next.js and Create React App and all these other types of things, I think Gatsby, but all these different types of things, what they do is they take your React code and then they convert that to HTML. There are different ways to convert your to HTML. The best one is Next.js, of course, in my like honest opinion. But you can use any different way. If you could technically just look at this code and just type out your HTML. What Next.js and other things do is it automates it. It runs that function, looks at the JSX, puts in HTML, as well as add cool features like I'll explain to you, like server-side rendering, inline CSS, multiple different types of things. And actually, it's perfect. I'll get into inline CSS right now. So now you might be thinking, okay, I can do HTML, I can package into all these little components, but it's not useful unless I can add some nice old CSS into it. So what happens now is you can add inline CSS. So before you were like, Actually, that's kind of boring. Should I teach this now or? Yeah, I'll teach it now because like.
Surprise Pikachu face.
Oh wait, what?
Nothing. Ignore me.
So what you want to do now is, if you're following along, go to your shell and type in npmi. You're just installing a new package, theme UI dash UI. Actually, never mind. I'll teach just regular HTML first, then teach these packages because like it's good to start with the basics. So what inline JSX is you normally in HTML you can have inline CSS, like style is equal to, then let's have color equals red. There we go. There we go. So of course it's showing an error now because this is how you do it in React, but that's how it would look in normal, like what's it called? In normal. So what you can do in React is you have, now if let's kind of like contextualize this, because I know some people just take this for granted, but I think it's actually very cool. So you have style is equal to 2 angle brackets and it closes with angle brackets, or not angle brackets, curly brackets. Now, the cool thing I find about this is like most people just take it for granted. Oh, it's 2 curly brackets, but it makes the exact same sense like what we did when we're inserting JavaScript into our code. Basically, we're using the first pair of angle brackets to insert JavaScript into our code. And these set of angle brackets specify kind of like JSON or like an object or different types of things. That's why you need 2 angle brackets in yours. If you don't understand, just like take that for granted right now. Just style is equal to 2 angle brackets. And then what you can do is here, you just do color. Whoops, caps lock, dump up. Okay. There we go. Color is equal to, or colon red. Now what that does is now,
Neil, so I ran like a development server. What I did was like yarn install, and then I just typed yarn build, and then then when I did yarn dev, it says dev is not found.
That's because yarn dev. Oh, are you doing it locally or
local?
Yes. I can't really take the time to like discuss. Then I would need to look into your local environment and multiple types of things. Most likely your dev script isn't defined in your package.
Oh, can you make your font bigger?
Oh yeah, sure. Oh God, that gives me anxiety. Okay. Just coming closer. Okay, cool. Okay, there we go. So now we have a style, right? And I just applied it to the A tag, so it actually works. Because if you apply it on the outside, the A tag, it's dumb, but like the HTML devs made it intrinsically like purple or blue. It looks ugly. So I'm just putting it in and style color red. Now you might think, oh wait, so it's just like, oh wait, so basically what JSX is, you can plug in any type of CSS property that you would know, and it basically applies to the element it's there. So style, color red. Then I might also want to add font size. So if I do directly from CSS, right, it's font size, let's make that 30 pixels. There we go. So you'll probably find a syntax error. There, you can't have a dash in JavaScript. Basically, that's because like if you know how variables work in JavaScript, having a dash is kind of like having a minus sign. So that those are two kind of conflicting things. The way JavaScript developers fix this is you take away the dash and you capitalize the next letter. So when you do that, it automatically looks and it's like, okay, that's basically the CSS version of the JavaScript version of font size. And I set it to 30 pixels and I'm going to make this thicker, just like bigger. Now, I don't say I want that underline. Same thing as CSS. Let's do text. And then remember, no dash, capital, decoration, none. And remember, instead of the equal sign, you have the colon because you're defining kind of like a dictionary, if you know what that is, or like an object, class, whatever you want to say. And then here, text decoration is none. So now we don't have an underline. Now, if I click my header redirects me to google.com. Let's see if my header did that. Oh God, my header. Oh, you'll see this thing. That's basically only developer. You can kind of click X. That's only developers will see that. Okay, cool. So now you have this running. Now you might be wondering, okay, I have that running. How do I make a new page? Because it's kind of useless if I can only have one page in my JavaScript or React app, right? So what you do is you create add file, or no, you don't create add file. You add a new file and name it whatever you want it to be. So for example, I'm just gonna call this Claire.js. There we go.
Ooh,
wait, actually capital is bad.
Nah, no capital.
Sorry,
Eric, is your keyboard broken?
My keyboard?
No, Eric. It's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. Now you open up this new type of thing, and remember, it's basically an HTML file. So if you think about it, it's just when you go to /Claire, it'll redirect to this JavaScript file, and it'll load it. So it's the same kind of structure as HTML. Now, just copy and paste this. It's going to be the exact same as your index page, and let's load our header. And instead of this time, let's have our header be a cleater. Because it's a cleater. Wait, dang it, keyboard. Okay, there we go. Go, cleater, because it's a clear heater. Then, now you have a cleater in your heater, then you want to get from your heater to your cleater, right? Or the clear page.
I'm distinctly uncomfortable.
So now if you want to get to the clear page, what you would do, or just like your other page, import. Now you're importing a new type of thing, or import link from, oh wait, whoops, next/link. What this does is now, instead of using an A tag to get to your other pages or other ways of that, what you do is you use this link component. You just import it from next.link. Wow. It's the same syntax as normal JavaScript, but yeah, it's the same syntax as normal JavaScript. It's ES6. So you use import, then whatever your variable you want it to like actually be stored in, but I just call it link. You can call it like Shrek Lover 69 or something. Or actually, yeah, that's a like the okay variable name from, and then you have your string, and that string is next.link, and that's the packet importing it from. Now I want my header to, I don't want it to redirect me to google.com anymore. I want this header to redirect me to Cleater or Claire's site. Here we go. Now what you do is use it exactly like an A tag. So in link href equals, then now if I was on the site, right, and I want to redirect to the Claire, right, /Claire. Normally in what's it called? Sometimes you have to put the .html when you render it in like normal static JavaScript. You need to do that. For this, it takes away, makes clean URLs. That's also why React is pretty good. So just /Claire, and because that's the root directory, which is the pages, and the file name is Claire, so it's called Claire. Then /link. Now, when I click on it, it should redirect to Claire, the Cleater. Here we go, and let's try clicking on it. And oh god, it needs to compile the other site. Okay.
Wait, for like in React app, what do I need? Can I just get rid of like everything in HTML except the app.js and the app.css?
Wait, what? For React, I'm not helping. I can't. That'll take too much time to teach.
No, just like what should I delete? Like from the, like there's app.js, app CSS, app test.js.
I'm not helping. I can help you later after the workshop.
Yes.
Okay, so now that we have the link set up, when we click on it, it'll redirect us to Claire /Claire Claire.js. Export default homepage. Go. Just a second. There we go. If we click on, wait, what's happening? We have the href, you have the link, you have the link from next link. If that's the correct link package, then you import link. Oh, I see. Okay, so I'm gonna change this to a p tag real quick. The reason is the a tag, it just checks for on click, but I'm just using the link element. So now, dang it, what? Let me just change this. Let me quickly check. Okay, there we go. There we go. So now if we have any type of like JavaScript inside the link tag, as soon as we click it, let's just reload to the base page. So now our index, if you open it up in a new, but if you open up in a new tab, right? Let's open that up in a new tab. Then when you load it, oh wait, how do I run? Oh, whoops, I've exited it. There we go. But once we click on it, it should redirect us to the next page. And this works like A tags. You also can use A tags, but now I'll show you like the very cool part about Next.js. You remember how I was talking about server-side rendering and all that kind of like stuff? What happens with Next.js is that if we can get our thing up and running, there we go. So if you look at this M tag, as soon as we click on it, whatever or HTML we have on the page gets rendered server side and then sent to us. And we basically did that automatically by just using this link tag instead of an A tag. And that's what I said when you're using React and how you can use it to do very complex things. Server-side rendering is a very, very complex thing. Like in general, it's a quite, oh yeah, you guys can always unmute and ask me questions, right?
Okay, good to know. Thanks for telling me that.
Oh no. Oh, the npm commands. Oh sure, I'll just type that in. And so you want to npm I. Oh wait, whoops. Let me do this to everyone. That's probably nice. Okay, npm next. React DOM. Then you need to just create the pages directory. Oh, of course, npm init first. But yeah, those are the packages you need. npm init, then run the second thing, then the first thing I sent. Then you just need to create the pages directory and type in npx next. There we go. Okay, cool. So constants are not showing. Can you like elaborate on what that means? What does it mean that your constants are not showing? Like what type of constant? What constant? Okay, I'll just continue. Oh, wait, keep getting adjacent JSX elements must be wrapped in enclosing tag. So yeah, what that basically means is you need to have a ending tag. So whenever you did your, what's it called? Your header thing, you can't just do header and that. It'll give you an error that says corresponding, there's no like closing tag and stuff. You need to close it off like that. And remember, if any of you guys need or y'all need debugging help, just send me a DM on the on the Discord. Yeah, I'll be sure to help you, especially if it's programming help. It's very easy, or it's easier than just like all of that. So if you have any help, now it's time to get into making actual good looking websites, which is probably what y'all are here for. So now I taught different types of things, like you're making different components using frameworks. Now let's install Theme UI. And go into your like from console, go to your shell and type in npm I Theme UI. What this is basically going to do is it's installing Theme UI as a package. If you know Lachlan, he's a very cool person. He works on Theme UI a lot. He's like a contributor Theme UI. It's a very cool package that allows you to do CSS, make CSS kind of like themes in Java, in React, use components, make it really responsive very easily. and Claire can talk to you about Lachlan. Because we
that sounds so sus, but yes, Lachlan.
No, like
they're
because
very
we
amazing.
No, like yeah, we use his site a lot, and like Claire used Lachlan's site for like the AngelHacks site, and she works on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there we go. Theme UI. There we go. And then it should be installed. There we go. Theme UI. And now, if you go to like the Theme UI website, themeui.com, My Hero Academia. I love My Hero Academia. Actually, I don't love it. It's decent. Okay, there we go. So now if you go to the website, Theme UI website, you don't actually need to go to this. I'm just showing something real quick. If you kind of just, let's look at the themes. Wait. There we go. So if you kind of look at, oh wait, never mind. Those are the wrong ones. Wait, it's the wrong one. Deep Swiss. So look at this. You use Theme UI, customize. There we go. So, oh wait, not customize. That's the wrong one. Theme specification. They actually updated the website, which is really nice. Use Theme UI styles, color modes. Where did that go? Customize demo. There we go. So this is the color scheme for the base Theme UI. Then you have the dark color scheme, kind of nice, looks pretty cool. Then you have the deep color scheme. I think that looks really cool. These are all default color schemes that come with Theme UI. Of course, you can make your own. You'll need to look into that separately. I won't be teaching you how to make your Theme UI. I'll be teaching like how to utilize Theme UI, pre-made Theme UI ones, because making it is a little bit more confusing. Tailwind is a really cool one I love. But for the workshop, I'll be using, let's see, Deep, because I love Deep. Okay. Now, the way you're going to install it is, wait, let's look at packages. So then they're like presets. So here you can use any preset on that page. Like for example, there's preset base, preset bootstrap, preset Bulma. You can check out all the things at the site. I actually put the site in the chat, so it's a little easier for y'all to go through. There we go. Oh no, ship Deku and Bakugo. That's sus, very sus. Okay, then once you go here, some different presets for each of these. For example, now I'm going to install preset Deep, and what this is going to do, preset Deep, or at Theme UI, UI/preset Deep. There we go. So now what this is going to do, these two things that you just installed, you're going to utilize them to make your site look decent or relatively good. Yeah, it'll help making color scheme and getting Jad B. Wait, what's your question? In mentally idiotic, so what's the difference between React.js, Node.js, and Next.js? Okay, no problem. React.js is like a framework to compile HTML, or is like a framework to compile JavaScript. No, how do I explain that? React is basically a language of Java. It's a merge of just JavaScript and HTML. It's what we've been learning, and like this part of it. Wait, let me open up index.js. This part of it is React. It's a language. So React is a language where you mix JavaScript and HTML together. It's like a mashup language. So Node.js is the base for React. So there's Node.js at its like very base. If you're looking at the screen, like there's Node.js. Then React.js is kind of like integrating HTML and Node.js together. It's not completely a different language. It's a mix of Node.js and HTML. And there you get like React.js. Next.js is how to compile that kind of like React.js, Node.js mashup into actual HTML that you can serve to people. What do we type into shell to get the deep preset? npm I theme UI/deep. There we go. Then once you've installed this, wait, let me see how I can open up layout side by side, stacked. How do I open up my preview? Let me just reload. Oh God. Repl.it is just pain, usually, but sometimes it's nice, which is nice. Okay, there we go. Now you're just gonna want to stop it and click run again to like get your theme UI stuff incorporated. And now we're gonna learn about this very special thing. It's called the underscore app.js file, or like the app file. So in Pages, while it's installing, let's just make your app.js file. You're gonna make a new file, and you're gonna call it underscore app.js. What this does is it runs this file before running any other of your files. So for example, if they want index, they're going to run the app.js file, then run the index.js file. So what you're basically doing here is you're giving it a function to like run all the files. Okay, there we go. Now the way you make this, actually, I think it's a bit confusing. So let's see, Shadowbox, app.js. Let's just look at a completed app.js file. So here, you're gonna wanna, let me just copy and paste that in. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna import theme provider from theme UI. What this does is it provides your theme. You're gonna import theme, and remember, no angle bracket, you have to have angle brackets around the theme provider because it's like a sub module. Then you don't wanna have angle brackets around this theme. Then at theme UI / whatever the preset type of thing you did. Oh wait, let me check chat quickly. Oh wait, whoops, I did the wrong npm I thing. You're supposed to do this preset because it's a preset. There we go. Did I type the wrong thing? I'm pretty sure I didn't. I'm good. Right, preset deep. There we go. Let's see console. Yay, okay, yeah, I'm not dumb. Okay, cool. So now preset dash whatever you install, like preset dash deep. Then what this does, if you want to get into, we only have like 12 minutes, but I'll kind of explain what this is. You're exporting a function. It's the same thing as what we did before. You can export a function. It's the same thing as if you did just function. Oh, not function. Then.
Ooh, someone's breaking COC.
No. And then it's the same thing as just doing this. I'll do this because like it's easier for most people to read. Then you're exporting default a function which takes in a component and page props. Again, this is completely arbitrary. This is just the way Next.js decided to do it. So yeah, they decide to name it component and props. There's no like really, it's just the way Next.js ordered it. So then it's called component, page props. Then you're returning the theme provider you got from theme UI. Make your theme, the theme attribute equal to whatever your theme. Theme is equal to angle bracket. Remember, that's how you insert JavaScript into it. And you're inserting that JavaScript theme you got. Then you're going to load this component and whatever props the component does. And remember, this app.js file basically takes your index stage, it loads first. So it's going to load this theme provider first. Then this component it loads is going to be whatever your index.js file is. So for example, this index.js file exports homepage. So that component is internal to the theme provider. This component theme will be this homepage. And it automatically sets that up for you. So once you've added that, let me actually, I feel like, should I just share this? I feel like sharing this will make it a lot easier. Wait, let me quickly make a code block and put that there. There we go. And let me share this to everyone.
You should make a raycast shortcut to make code blocks.
Wait, there's a shortcut?
Nothing, I was just kidding. It's fine.
Oh. Okay, there we go.
But you know how raycast has like shortcuts, right?
Waycast? Oh,
Raycast.
There's one?
Shortcuts. No, you can make one. Sorry, that was really off topic. I just wanted to say that.
Oh, okay. I see. Yeah, I just put 3 and 2 together in my head. Okay.
Like, so, that makes 4.
So now, as soon as you put that in your app.js, you should see your theme loaded on your site. And what that does, let's actually take our color red out, because changing colors, I don't want to mess with colors, because I'm a terrible designer, by the way. I'm decent at web development if someone gives me a theme. So now we have a good theme of the background. Theme UI automatically handled that. Then it changed font to whatever you want and the font. Now, I'll show you how to make like a decent hackathon site or whatever. So let's say my project name is TARDIS, right? So so what I'm gonna do is, now you can do import header. So now we're gonna import stuff from theme UI. So import from, oh wait, is it now being good? Okay, there. Import from theme UI, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna import header. Oh wait, whoops. At theme UI / components, because these are components we're gonna use from theme UI that they give to us. Then let's just import, for example, not link. Let's import header or heading. Whoops, heading. Then let's import. Let's actually just import heading for now. Then you have heading, and let's have that load p. There we go. We have the p, and the p is basically very bold. It's bold because it's a heading. Now let's make this to what my thing is, just TARDIS. Then here we have a header called TARDIS. Now, I'm imagining all of you are just like, so cool about this theme. Now I'm going to show you the SX prop. Basically treat SX as like your style prop, but just like it's named differently, because like X means cool and new in programming. So SX is basically your new style prop. So instead of putting style here, what you're going to do is you're going to put SX. And with this, you can do, for example, I'm expecting most of you know kind of like what Java, HTML, CSS is. So let's just kind of align everything to the center. So let's do this by doing text align center. I'm refraining from using Flexbox. If this doesn't work, I will probably use Flexbox. Okay, there we go. It worked. So now it aligned the text to the center. Now, if we want to add some margin at the top bottom, MY stands for margin top and margin bottom. But with theme UI, instead of having the developer write those two lines of code, you can do MY, and in the margin in the Y direction, it'll automatically do that for you. And this is kind of like the cool part about React, which is what I was talking to you about. You can build many abstractions off of it and like add a bunch of plugins to make programming easier. I'm just giving theme UI as one plugin to make programming in React easier. And that's like the main allure of React, if I would say so myself. Then 10 pixels. So then let's just make that off the top 10 pixels. Or actually, I'm feeling a pretty spicy day. How about 20 pixels? There we go. Now it's off the top 20 pixels, off the bottom 20 pixels. Then I'm like, wait, that's not big. I want everyone to just know what TARDIS is. Then I want to change the font size. Now here comes the very cool part. If any of you have programmed in HTML, CSS, JavaScript, or whatever those are, right? Yeah, 80 pixels, right? You need to specify pixels. Like, for example, I want it to be 10 pixels. Actually, let's just do this so you can see how much cool it is. How much, yes. If I refresh, then you'll see 10 pixels, super small. But what if I want it to be small when the page size is small, but big when the page size is big? Then what you do is you have an array. And I'll just put this in right now, and I'll explain what I'm doing. So what here is in theme, you can specify what these numbers mean. So in the theme you imported, inside of it, it defines 4 is equal to like 1 is equal to smallest, just letting you know. Is usually equal to smallest preset, 6 is equal to the biggest, and you can go in between. So this is like an H4, an H5, an H6. So they're differing levels of sizes. So here is when the first element is when it's a very small screen. When it's a very small screen, you want a level 4, which takes up a decent amount of the screen. Then when the screen size gets bigger, I want it to be a 5. I want it to get a little bit bigger. So if I increase the screen size, it'll get a little bit bigger. Oh wait, how do I show this? Let's actually make the change more drastic so it's easier for y'all to see. I don't know if they're 8s. Are there 8s? Let's see. There we go. So now when we get to the middle, it'll increase to this huge font size because it's a bigger screen. So when it increases the screen, as soon as it gets to that thing, it'll increase an H8, or what it would think an H8 is, which is this huge size. And if any of you have programmed in HTML and CSS, you know responsiveness is a huge thing and a pain in the butt because like, oh, I need to do at media query. Here, you do it immediately in just a quick array. So now, if I want it now let's do it like a reasonable thing. So it goes 4 to 6 to like 7, let's say. And then at the biggest screen, it'll be a 7. So if I have a nice big screen, it'll increase up to a 7. And I feel like this is, and then if I have it at a small screen, it'll be small, then it gets bigger, and then biggest. And then it gets smaller, smaller, smaller. So what are the pros of this? Kind of like font, just general, just like having responsiveness is very easy. What this does is, for example, imagine I'm on a, let's see if my computer will not kill me. Page resources, web inspector, show snippet. Page resources, never mind. I think my computer does not want to cooperate with me, but I don't care. Okay, so now if you have a big screen, for example, you're on a computer, it's a relatively big kind of like it's a reasonable size. But if I'm on a phone, for example, with like a very small screen, it becomes small with that. And basically what that allows you to do is write very responsive pages very fast. Now, before, oh wait, the workshop link. Should I do that first? Let me quickly wrap it up by showing you one last thing. I'll show here, and here I made this, which is a very cool component. It's basically a shadowy box. Then basically here, you actually don't need this. So here I have a box. Take a box from theme UI, and then you can add the SX prop to have a box, shadow, border, radius, padding. P just turns into padding. M just turns into margin, and MX is margin in the X direction. And then automatically now, if I just want to have a nice old type of box in here, or S box, shadowy box, S box, then I can just have it like that. There we go. And then we have it, a nice shadowy box. Just let this load. Wait, what? Prop is not defined. Oh, wait, whoops, I'm dumb. Okay, there we go. Just delete that because I deleted those. Then there we go. We have a nice shadow box. I don't know if you can see that. If I add text inside of it, let's add some nice just text. And again, this text is imported from components, the text component, and you can have that hello world. There we go. Then if you reload, you should have that in it. Oh wait, whoops, I'm done. So you need to have this in it just to basically what this does is anything inside of it will get propagated inside of it actually. Otherwise the text we have inside of this won't actually be shown inside of it because it needs to take whatever's inside it as kind of like a function of itself. Wait, token. Oh yeah, whoops. 3 dots. There you go. And now it would have hello world. So now we have TARDIS hello world. And I'm just going to quickly do Flexbox. It's okay if you don't know what Flexbox is, but there we go. And if we use Flexbox and then MX Auto, it's just going to do a little cool thing that centers it. There we go. So now we have our site with TARDIS and hello world. And what you basically see here is React allows you to make more complex apps than would be possible really fast, if that kind of makes sense, which is nice. Okay, wait. Oh, TARDIS is just a random thing. It's just a thing. It doesn't matter. It's just a random name. Yeah.
So no, it's a reference to Doctor Who, the ninth. Yeah.
It's kind of I wouldn't say it's a good name. It's a mediocre name at best.
Any more with that, and I'm
okay.
hurt.
I'm kidding. Okay. Does anyone have any questions? I'm opening to questions now, like in general.
So you said like for responsiveness, you can, when it gets there, you can put like a different font size. Can you have more than 3 items in there or less?
Oh yeah, you can have a bunch of them in there. Like you can have, for example, here I want to even if 8, 9. There we go. Let's see what that looks like. Then at a font short, it's the same, right? But then if I have big, then if my screen doesn't go that long, but it'll get even bigger if the screen is bigger. Then
and
yeah.
What are the how many pixels does the screen have to be for each of them?
That's defined in your theme file.
Okay.
So if you take a look, actually, why not? If you take a look at preset deep, right? Here you'll see your theme file, the theme file. There we go. Here we have our theme file. This is basically the theme, and it defines it in the breakpoints. Let's find that. Wait, shoot. Font size, automatic, code, prism. Wait, there we go. Wait a second. I don't think deep has it. It has like default breakpoints, but you can define your own in your theme file. Let me quickly pull up base. I know for sure that has breakpoints. Set base, source, index. There we go. Breakpoints. What? No, oops. Tailwind. I'm dumb. Wait, let me find it real quick. Or system. That was the one. Wait, what? I think they changed it. Did they? Either way, if you open
so this is all defined into REPL.it's React.java script, right? React.js, like
yeah, React.js. You can use it locally, but that's just how we're doing it through REPL.it. Style, color modes. Wait, let me quickly find this.
Could you send the code like which you have there? Like
sure, I'll send it again.
There we go. Breakpoints. So this is like the points where responsive values. Breakpoints. So here you can define breakpoints. Shoot. Where did that go? Oh, it redirected me to the page. Okay. So here you can configure the default breakpoints using array values, and in your theme file, you can configure these breakpoints to be however you can have 3, but you can have 8 of them, being like one at 1, other at 2, other at 3, other at 4. And these will be used to generate the mobile first, min with media queries, and yeah, you do it via that. And the cool thing about it is that you don't have to do it only for font size. For example, I can add the exact same thing over here and have the margin at this point be 10 pixels, at this breakpoint be 40 pixels, and at this breakpoint be 50 pixels. So the bigger the pages, the farther it gets away. Oh no, the closer it gets. So over here, it gets the farthest away from, because the margin's biggest, and here it's the closest. So like, kind of like that. Oh yeah, and you wanted this, right? This kind of like source code. I'll just paste in the chat. It should be open source. There we go. Oh, I'll also put in the Notion. Oh, TARDIS isn't copyrighted. You're free to take it. Yeah, I'll send the code that I just sent the code in the chat. Does anyone have any other questions? None at all? Cool. Yay. Okay. Should I just wait, Claire? Did you send out the work form? Or?
Yeah, I did. You might want to deal with the points, but yes, I've done.
Hey. Okay. Oh wait, do you have a question? Wait, it's in chat.
Yeah, a question.
Okay, cool.
So, like, I've been building something in React for the hackathon, and actually, Sarthak, I don't know their name.
Right.
Actually, yeah, they actually like told me about Next.js and whatever. So, how hard is it to migrate my already kind of made project in React, like just React, to Next?
It should be relatively easy. Relative, I say, because one, if like when I was explaining the difference between Next.js and React, I kind of explained it's kind of like converting Python 2 to Python 3. It's a way of converting your language is the same, but the processor is different.
There might be, I get it.
There's small syntax differences. Like for example, I believe create React app doesn't have the underscore app.js. It has a.
Oh yeah. So basically, when I try like to run it, it will give me my like many compile errors, and I'll have to correct that stuff probably, right?
Kind of. So here, I'll just name the few differences off the top of my head that you would need to change. In create React app, I believe the app is just capital APP.
Yeah.
Your underscore app. For your usually in create React app, you have to have a router for every single different page in the app, I believe.
And here you just need like the pages. That's the main reason why I'm thinking about switching it to Next, because of how the pages work and responsiveness, like you mentioned, to the font size. Because like previously I had to do the media query thing where just like add media and just like do it manually. And well, this makes it much easier, to be honest.
Yeah, it's way easier. Yeah, I definitely like that about it. There's also server-side rendering as a pro with the Next.js in particular. And with all your, and that's the other thing you need to change. For links, I believe it uses A tags. For Next.js to utilize the full functionality, you would want to change those to link tags to utilize server-side rendering, which basically is as soon as you hover over a link, it downloads the page. So as soon as you click it, it's just faster. So that's basically
cool.
Quote server-side rendering. So it just makes your page a lot faster. And
this is more like a just coding question. Like, how would you make like in a regular HTML, you can do like the / and then N to make a new tab. I think it's either / or I forget which one. How do you do it in here? Like if I were to do it in the hello world, and then my name is in the flexbox.
If you wanted to do like these should all render on different lines. You can make new text tags, kind of like that. You could also, let's see if this works. I'm not 100% sure if this will work. Let's see. Magic. Yeah, that doesn't work. Yeah, you need to use different tags to create new lines, or the break tag, which is this br/that, and that should make a new line or a break in the line, and then it'll go hello on, and the next one will be world. So that could be a replacement for /n. Also, just a completely new tag afterwards.
Yeah, and so like how you did heading SX for the style, and then you did the text line in the center for the heading. Would it be like flex and then SX, and then we can make the style
in Flexbox if you want to flex. So if it was Flexbox, I love Flexbox, by the way. So you would basically change this div, the outer div flex. So now you have flex container. So now you can do all your flex jazz with it. And then now what you would need to do is, I think, there we go. First of all, like it'll automatically go, what's it called? Automatically go horizontally. So you want to make it column, right? Flex direction column. Then over here, instead of text align center, do mx equals mx auto. Then it'll comma, of course. Yeah. And then it'll automatically align itself to the center by adding those paddings. And mx stands for margin left and margin right in the x direction, if you kind of know what a line is. And I kind of like this for flex, because like it's not writing the TS margins, it's just mx, my, m.
Okay.
Oh yeah, and margin right is mr, margin left is l. All the acronyms you can think of. Any other questions?
Yeah, if you have any questions while building this, can I add to you? Like, can I mention you?
Yeah, no problem. DM me, mention me.
Okay.
I'm happy to answer any programming questions, especially React questions. Those are my favorite. And
I only have React questions.
Yeah, React, Next.js, any type of programming questions along with React questions. Even React Native, I know, I'd say my proficiency is decent in React Native. I heard some people wanted to do, what's it called? Wanted how to initialize something locally. I'll just insert that into the table. Whoops. Local, and what you would do is npm I or npm init, do all of that jazz. Then you would do npm I react next react dom, then edit package.json with script. So then you would edit it to add script dev next, and then also these scripts. So you want to make start equal to next, build, sorry. And then to build your next app, you want to make that next build. Or if you don't have a package, if you're too lazy to like do that, you can just do npx next build. There we go. And I'll share the Notion real quick. Any other questions? I'll put in the chat. Okay, cool. I think that's it, right? Is there another workshop happening soon?
As for other workshops, I think there's the two Minecraft workshops that are going on right now.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So
I think that in 15 minutes there is a workshop about math and science in programming.
Yeah. Damien is smart. You have to listen to him. He's like God, but like extra level. Like the thing above Archangel. He's like if Archangel could evolve into like Pikachu Angel. Oh yeah.
Pikachu Angel.
Actually, let's just do the stuff now. I'll tell the points right now.
Cool.
But yeah, so y'all should get things for the tally points.
Awesome. Thanks everyone for coming.
Okay.
Bye. Bye.
Thanks, Neil.
Thank you.
Workshop was really great.
Oh, actually, if you're here and you're like in person with your team, like if there's two people in your team who are next to each other, like physically, DM me. We might be giving out some like food.
Yeah, we can give. Wait, Girl Scout cookies or pizza?
Oh, bye.
Oh, bye. Wait, there is the Girl Scout cookies or pizza?
Oh.
Oh, Oh, wait,
Bye.